Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? We back. It's Tuesday. 2 more days to work during the work week, and then we celebrate. I ain't celebrating the 4th, really. I don't like the 4th of July, man. I don't like I don't like all the being woken up in the middle of the night and because these big, obnoxious ass fireworks. I ain't a fan of it no more. Even when we were kids, you like, oh shit, bottle rocket wars. Oh yeah, we used to do that when we was kids, but now I'm grown. Take your ass to bed, bro. I'm just here for the eatery and for the day off of work. You dig? I don't even like my kids popping fireworks, man. That shit is kind of, treacherous, bro. That shit is kind of treacherous. And people just get real ignorant, just, all right, yeah, it's for celebration, it's fun and games, but motherfuckers forget that this shit is literally made out of gunpowder and can kill you. You dig? It's like niggas getting in cars doing 150, going as fast as they fucking can. Like this isn't a contraption that can kill you, man. So I'm not a big fan of the 4th, man, but I will take the day off work and I will take the grub. So that's what it is. But peep game, I want to talk about something, and that's Mr. Christian and Billy, Brody. Man, listen, man. It really ain't much to talk about, man. I wasn't the biggest fan going into this fight because I'm like, just Diego Pacheco already went in and did destruction to this dude. So we can't give him too much. We can't put too much on the win. But, I mean, shit, Diego Pacheco when he goes in there and he does a destruction job on Trevor McCumbee, he's not going to deserve, a whole bunch of adulation either because he was coming off a loss to Caleb Plant. So it's no shade at either one of them because I think both of them are real dope fighters. But, I won't give him more credit for this one than I gave him with someone like a Derevianchenko, you dig? But it was a damn good knockout, beautiful knockout, really good uppercut, man. Listen, bro. Listen. I would like to see Canelo versus Christian Mibili. If Christian Mibili can get past Lester Martinez, if Turkey Al-Sheikh does make this fight, I would like to see Canelo versus Christian Mibili, personally. Because I just know for a fact that is going to be a brutal matchup. It's going to be entertaining and it's going to be brutal. I don't, I just want to. I would like to see Christian Mibili get his just due, man. I think ever since he fought Carlos Gongora, I think that he's been not denied a title shot, but you got to think when he fought Carlos Gongora, Canelo was already running around in the division. He did with all the belts. He had all the jewelry up there. So he wasn't necessarily looking back to fight him. I mean, you got to think about after he did what he did to Caleb Plant, he went and he fought Bivol and Golovkin. That was an entire calendar year. And John Ryder had fought more, established opposition to get him to fight with Canelo. I wasn't a fan of the Jermell Charlo fight. I wasn't, but I definitely didn't mind the Jaime Munguia fight, and I wasn't a fan of the Edgar Berlanga fight. I think both of those fights, you could have took those two out and substituted Christian Mibili in there. Because I just didn't think that Jermell, I thought Jermell was going to get knocked out. And it was at that point, after the Edgar Berlanga fight, I was like, yeah, he's done knocking people out. But it was at that point that I was like, yeah, I'm cool on this. I'm cool on all these other novelty fights. But I really want to see Canelo versus Christian Mibili. I think that's a very fun matchup, and even with I would like to see him in there with Pacheco as well, man. I personally like Pacheco. It's a lot of people who feel Pacheco would beat him just because he's rangy and he's a boxer puncher. He likes he's taller than everybody in the division, so it would behoove him to stay at a range to where he can be touched. Fighters have access to him, so he works that range, he works that length. And he does significant damage with those uppercuts. He does significant damage, bro. Like Diego Pacheco was like that, man. But I think when he's beat an opponent with that similar style, bro, in Carlos Gongora. And this isn't the Carlos Gongora in the now who getting smacked on by Lester Martinez on Pro Box. I personally thought Carlos Gongora would be a lot more. I did a video about him, some years ago, but I thought he'd be a lot more. I thought he'd be a bigger factor than what he turned out to be in the division, but he didn't. But I still think Carlos Gongora is nice. But he beat Carlos Gongora. And Carlos Gongora he has that same base style as Diego Pacheco has, but he found a way around it. He found a way around the length. He found a way around the the foot movement, the range, the counter punching, and he got to a point where he started countering the counters. You dig? And if he's not countering the counters, he's getting out of the way. He's leading you. He's drawing your hand out to get up under the shot to potentially set up something. So just to let a motherfucker know, even I ain't got to counter the shot. I don't have to counter the counter. I can just show you that you're going to have to find another, you're going to have to adjust and throw another punch because I'm anticipating this shot that you're throwing at me. And in particular, the uppercut. He was really ringing his bells with the uppercut. That uppercut was sending him. And his gas tank is really weird, bro, because he'll completely punch himself out. And I want to say, if you don't get him out of there in the next round and a half, 2 rounds, he's coming back at you full throttle as if he's refreshed back to what he was in round 1. It's real weird. I can't describe it. I can't describe it, man. But that's Christian Mibili for you, man. That dude is a beast. Now it's a lot of people who feel his fight with Sergey Derevianchenko, you should have been able to get that dude up out of there. And I understand it, but shit, bro. Look at who Sergey has been in there with: Danny Jacobs, Golovkin, Jermall Charlo, what's my man name? Carlos Adames. Christian Mibili hasn't fought an opponent who's fought at that level before. Even though I think Carlos Gongora is a good fighter, Carlos Gongora ain't no Danny Jacobs or no Golovkin. So he hasn't fought anybody at that level before. So even in those losses that Sergey Derevianchenko suffered, the amount of expertise he got in those losses, it showed. Because now we talking veteran tactics. Now we talking about survival skills. It's the same with Tevin Farmer, man. Tevin Farmer, when he went in there and William Zepeda put that body shot on him, and he caught the body shot. You tuck the elbow. That's how you protect the body. You tuck the elbow. He tucked the elbow, and his arm took the brunt of the punishment. His arm was tingly for the entirety of the fight, but he still knew how to dig deep because veteran tactics and survival skills. And he was able to, make it a competitive bout with Zepeda, deep down the stretch. So that was, it just be like that with these dudes these cagey veterans who know how to survive. It be like that. And so I won't fault him for that. I won't fault him for that. I won't fault him for that at all. He was supposed to go in there and get rid of Derevianchenko, but he didn't. But to his credit, who went in there and got rid of Derevianchenko? Nobody. Nobody has gotten rid of that dude yet. Nobody has gotten rid of him. So I can't indict him for not doing what nobody else has been able to do. So it is what it is, man. But I personally fucks with Christian Mibili, Brody. I fucks with him. I fucks with him. I really do. And we can't get Chris Eubank Jr. after the counter being removed. We can't get Canelo in there with Chris Eubank Jr. because that dude is he is not deserving of no fight with no Canelo Alvarez. He's as fucked up as this is gonna be to say, because he has more, he's at least fought way better opposition than Edgar Berlanga. But Edgar Berlanga is more deserving of a Canelo, was more deserving of a Canelo Alvarez fight than a Chris Eubank Jr. That dude has not done nothing but fought smaller dudes and really tried to, go smaller dudes in the fights at 168 pounds or 160 pounds. And why is this dude even being entertained with a fight with with a lottery ticket? Nah, man, that shit is unacceptable, man. You can't get no fucking Chris Eubank Jr. in the ring with no Canelo Alvarez. He's not deserving of it. He ain't done shit but fight smaller men. That's unacceptable, bro. I just feel like, nah, my nigga, we not doing this, bro. It has to be Christian Mibili. And the fact that Turkey Al-Sheikh is on here saying, he's mentioned him by name, who he wants to fight on his potential cards. He said it on the Canelo undercard. Yo, man, these is names that I'm interested in seeing on the cards. He mentioned Christian Mabili's name. You have to get him in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. You have to. You have to. Because Chris Eubank Jr. he's not acceptable. I possibly would say maybe after a Christian Mibili fight, maybe. All right, cool. Let me take a lighter touch and get Chris Eubank Jr. in London because he wants to fight in London. It just can't be. Nah, bro. Nah. No. And that's a maybe. And that's still a maybe. And if I can't give Diego Pacheco, I can't get Christian Mibili. If Hamza goes in there and does what he's supposed to do to Edgar Berlanga, I could go with a Hamza fight. I damn sure go with that over a fucking Chris Eubank Jr. I go for a back to bully fight. It's time for old Lacy Iglesias to get it, start getting his just due. We need to start seeing more of him. You dig? I don't think that it should be like how, Lester Martinez is getting the look before Lacy Iglesias, bro. Like, what are we doing? I think both of them should be getting looks from Turki Al-Sheikh. Those are two names that should be mentioned. The super middleweight division is too deep for Canelo Alvarez to be entertaining a fight with fucking Chris Eubank Jr. Unacceptable, gang. It's way too, like, nah, man, we're not doing that. No fucking Chris Eubank Jr. What has he done? This dude just fought Conor Benn and went through the gears with him, bro. Like, you went the hell in high water with this dude. This nigga put you through the ringer and you're deserving of a fight with Canelo Alvarez, bro. No, I don't want to see this shit. I'm really upset about that if this fight happens because it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And that is another fight that I will not buy, my nigga. It will be streamed. And I take no issue with saying that. Give me a proper fight. I'm not about to just sit here and, shit, bro. I'm not no millionaire. I'm not no thousandaire. I'm a regular 9-to-5 ass nigga who works for, who earns a paycheck. You think I'm about to just fork my money over to you on Chris Eubank Jr.? No. I won't do it. Not you. That is way beneath you to fight a fucking Chris Eubank Jr. It has to be Mibili. If Macumbi goes in there and gets outlined and chalked by Diego Pacheco, it has to be Pacheco. It has to be. It has to be back to bully. If I could go for Hamza, I can go for that. But it can't be Chris Eubank Jr., bro. It can't be Chris Eubank Jr. It cannot be. But I really would like to see Christian Mibili get a shot. I would really like to see Christian Mibili get a shot. It has to be, bro, because like I said, man, I've seen him deal with counter punches, bro. I've seen, the difference is with Canelo, Canelo doesn't present the same, he's going to be accessible for Christian Mibili to hit. He's not going to have to go on the hunt to find Christian Mibili. Or not Christian Mibili. Christian Mibili isn't going to have to go on the hunt to find Canelo. He's going to be right there to be hit. He had to go on the hunt to find Gongora, and he found a way around that. But Gongora isn't the puncher that Canelo is. He isn't nearly as sharp as Canelo is. So it's still gonna be an entertaining fight. And because of that, I want to see the fight. I don't want to see Chris Eubank Jr. I can't stress that enough. I made another video talking about it, man. Fuck out of here with fucking Chris Eubank Jr. Nobody want to see that nigga. He don't want to get in there with that nigga because he know, bro, I haven't done the necessary road work to even be competitive with a fucking Canelo Alvarez. Fuck out of here. So Turki Al-Sheikh, get Chris Eubank Jr. out of your mind. I get it, you dig. I think you really trying to make as much money off of Canelo, and you looking for the fights that can, the attractions. I understand it. Financially, it makes sense over there in the UK. It makes sense. It makes sense, but nah, my nigga, no, fuck no. I don't want to see that shit. Let that shit be a swan song or whatever, where he ride off into the sunset. All right, cool. Let me go get one more bag to further secure my, my bank account, my retirement fund, and then let me, I'm chill. All right, cool. Let that be his last fight, but it can't be now. It cannot be right now. It cannot be right now, man. Especially when you got Christian Mibili right there doing damage. If you want an exciting and entertaining fight, that's the fight to get. That's the fight to make. Christian Mibili versus Canelo Alvarez. Fuck Chris Eubank Jr. There, honestly, if the most entertaining fights for Canelo right now, with these middleweights who are of a certain ilk, it's Beck the Bully and it's Christian Mibili. It's those two. I would say Lester Martinez, but Lester Martinez just, let him get up in there and fight some dude. He did fight Carlos Gongora, but Carlos Gongora, as I said, is a little bit past it. He's a little, he's just not operating at the level that he was when he fought Christian Mibili 2 and 3 years ago. So, Lester Martinez get in here and start, chopping at the bits of the ranked fighters, top 10, top 20, top 25, top 20, and work his way up just a tad bit more, just a tad bit more. And I would not mind seeing him in there with Lester Martinez. I wouldn't mind it at all. But it just can't be Chris Eubank Jr., my nigga. It just can't be. We're not going for that. So that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Christian Mibili, really good performance on Friday. First round knockout, and I hope you get the lottery ticket for Canelo Alvarez next. Turkey, make that shit happen. Doses.